If you're planning to spend Christmas on P&O Cruises Arvia, then keep watching. We spent Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2022 aboard ship, and in this video I'll show you what it's like to have a multi-generational family Christmas cruise on board Arvia. Now let me clear something up first. There were some issues on board Arvia's first Christmas, as it also happened to be Arvia's maiden voyage. So as a result, if you search on Google, all you'll find is countless news articles which repeat the same words over and over again on how terrible the cruise was. And so there's very little useful information on what you can actually expect on a Christmas cruise on Arvia. Our Christmas Day experience wasn't the best, but I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. What I did want to show you in this video is what you can actually expect on board Arvia at Christmas time. I'll show you everything you need to know about taking a festive holiday with Arvia, from the dazzling decorations, food and festive touches on board, and what you can expect on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day and New Year's Eve, and also the best way to cure a hangover on New Year's Day. If you've got a Christmas or New Year's cruise booked on Arvia, then let me know in the comments below. We set sail on December the 23rd from Southampton for a Christmas and New Year's cruise to the Canary Islands. As we stepped on board and throughout the ship, there was definitely a feeling of Christmas cheer in the air, and plenty to get us into the Christmas spirit. Crew were sporting Santa hats, and we had some live music and festive tunes in the fabulously decorated atrium as we boarded. The whole ship was decorated, and the highlight was the grand atrium with its centrepiece Christmas tree. Around the ship there were also plenty of other Christmas decorations. And what I loved was that each venue's Christmas decorations were tied in with the decor colours of the venue. So in 6th Street Diner there was lots of bright reds and silvers, and in the Amber Lounge and atrium it was warmer tones, while up in the Horizon Buffet it was all blues and golds. Everything we loved about the festive period was on board: the Christmas food, the tree, the decorations, games and music. We booked this multi-generational cruise because we're all spread out over the country as a family, so it was a perfect chance to spend quality time as a family. Kids, parents, grandparents, aunties and uncles. And we didn't have to worry about all those tedious things that come with having everyone over at Christmas, such as making beds and cooking and washing. This gave us much more time to concentrate on relaxing and having fun together, with the bonus of some sun and a chance to explore some great destinations too. In terms of some of the festive touches on board, we noticed that our cruise cards now sported a reindeer or two, and this is something you'll find on all the cruises in the run-up to the Christmas period from late November. In addition to the gorgeous decorations on board, the welcome on board lunch also had one or two festive touches too. The atrium also had a decorative Christmas cake display and an intricate gingerbread village, which was created by the talented crew. As tempted as it looked to eat, unfortunately it was for display only. In the cabins, everyone had a small Christmas tree. As this was a no-fly cruise, we saw quite a few people taking these off with them at the end of the cruise. It would have been a bit more difficult for us to take our tree that was in our cabin. We'd booked a suite for our first Christmas and New Year on Arvia, and there were lots of lovely touches in the suites too. For example, we had Christmas cake delivered one day, and on another day we had a plate of mince pies suddenly turn up. Every guest on board had a gift. For adults, it was a small bottle of tidal rum and a festive decoration. And our teenagers were very impressed with their gift too, a portable Bluetooth speaker. As Arvia is a family-friendly ship like Azura, Britannia, Iona and Ventura, there are plenty of festive activities for the kids, such as a visit from Father Christmas, pantomimes and festive films. Throughout the festive period, Ocean Studios was showing a good mix of family favourites, festive films and recent blockbusters. Plus, I was really pleased to see that Die Hard was also being shown, as I consider this to be a classic Christmas movie. Let me know if you agree or not in the comments. On board, you can still experience a range of non-festive relaxation and entertainment options, as much of the daily programme is like a non-festive cruise, and there are plenty of Christmas-free zones if you just need a quick break from all the festivities. But there are also lots of Christmas traditions, special festive-themed activities and entertainment on board too. Here's a rundown of all the things you can expect on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. My one tip is to study the Horizon magazine. There's so much going on board, it's quite easy to miss something. I loved all the festive headers that the Horizon magazine had during the festive period. If you're enjoying this video, please like, share and subscribe. It's free and it helps my small channel reach more people like you who love cruise holidays. So the big day was almost here and you could tell that the excitement was building. Tonight's dress code was casual, so it was a nice relaxed atmosphere. There were plenty of festive activities around the ship. In the morning, there was a panto workshop in the clubhouse. There was also the chance to grab a last-minute Christmas gift with pre-loved handbags talk and the sale in the Avenue. The wonderful thing about being on board ship is that if you're on a fly cruise, you could leave buying Christmas presents until you get on board ship. And this is fantastic for saving the luggage allowance on your way out, but remember to leave enough space for your return journey. After lunch, the activities continued, with a flight before Christmas featuring Shaun the Sheep in the Sky Dome, which is a wonderful family-oriented activity. And later on in the clubhouse, we had the Aladdin pantomime. However, what we did is we headed up to the Sky Dome at 2 o'clock for Santa's arrival.
I can hear something. I can see what's on the screen. What's that? What's going on? Keep watching. Wow, can I have a big cheers to that? Keep cheering, keep cheering. Keep it going up there. Come on, Arvia, it's our first Christmas amazing cruise. What a place to be. Is that water on this thing? Come on, you can do better than that. Let's have a cheer in. One last big one after 3. 1, 2, 3. That was quick. That was real quick.
At late afternoon, it was also wonderful to see the children's Christmas Carol concert being held in the Grand Atrium. And following this, Captain Canby read The Night Before Christmas in the atrium and you could hear a pin drop.
Not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there.
It was such a wonderful way to build up to Christmas Day as the sun was setting on Arvia. Later on in the evening, the entertainment continued with a range of vocalists, live music, comedy and quizzes. At midnight in the Headliners Theatre, midnight mass was held for guests and crew. And there was also a special Christmas Eve menu in the main dining room this evening. After we woke up on Christmas morning and exchanged a few presents in the cabin, we headed up to the Epicurean for breakfast. As soon as we sat down, we were offered a glass of Bucks Fizz, which is just the way I like to start Christmas Day. After breakfast and meeting up with the rest of family, we headed down to the spa just for a few hours, chilling out in the thermal suite. We bought a 7-day pass and it was the best option as it was one of those places which is a Christmas free zone, and so it's a chance to unwind in peace and quiet just for a few hours, something I would definitely recommend. Throughout the day there were various activities on board to suit all generations and preferences. At 10 a.m. there was the traditional Christmas Day service in the Headliners Theatre, and for kids there was a panto workshop again in the clubhouse. In the afternoon, there was Christmas bingo in the Sky Dome, the Aladdin pantomime in the clubhouse, and a festive family fete in the atrium. At 3 p.m, live coverage of the King's Speech was broadcast in Brodie's. In 6th Street Diner, Shaun the Sheep entertained the kids with a Christmas tea party. It was a busy night for Headliners Theatre Company, with 3 separate performances of Deck the Halls. And in the Sky Dome, there were 3 separate performances of the voice of Christmas, Michael Appleton as Michael Bublé. So let's talk about that Christmas dinner. We were asked to make reservations in advance of joining the ship. So we headed down to the atrium at 7 p.m. for a Christmas drink and a few photos as a family. Before dinner, Christmas portraits were also being taken by the ship's photographers at various locations around the atrium. When we reached the atrium, we noticed there was a long queue and found out it was for our sitting. So we decided to wait a bit and go to the cellar door at the glasshouse for a couple of wine flights. Unfortunately, by 8:30 there was still no sign of the queue going down. And at this point, when we talked to other guests, we found out that the reservation system had gone down, which threw everything into chaos. When we did manage to get to the main dining room and head to our table, despite our reservations, we found someone else seated on our table. It wasn't the best Christmas dining experience given we had an elderly parent in a wheelchair and also the kids with us. But my view was no amount of arguing or shouting was going to change the situation. We just calmly told the staff what we needed, a table for 8 as soon as possible, and we just waited. 10 minutes later, we were seated at a table of 8 and everything was resolved. However, we didn't sit down until 10 p.m. to eat, and we were finally served our Christmas dinner at 10:30. Now, everybody reacts to these situations differently, but for us as a family, we just chalk it up to experience. But above all, we were determined that one bad experience was not going to ruin the rest of our cruise. Boxing Day is all about the sale, so there were lots of deals in the Avenue Onboard ship today. Other festive activities on board today included the pantomime again and another panto workshop in the clubhouse. There was also a Christmas movies quiz in Brodie's, and the headliners in the theatre performed Deck the Halls once again. New Year's Eve was black tie once again, so it was the chance to dress up. After the chaos of Christmas Day, Captain Canby and the whole crew really pulled out all the stops to make this a memorable and smooth evening. We had absolutely no issue with our reservation this time, and we enjoyed a fabulous meal. P&O Cruises also provided complimentary wine for all guests in the main dining room as way of an apology. New Year's Eve was also very busy on ship with lots of activities taking place. The highlight entertainment tonight was in the Headliners Theatre with Ronan Keating, who put on 2 performances. We went to see the later performance, and this finished just in time for us to make our way to the atrium for a firm family favourite, the Silent Disco. Headed up to the Sky Dome for Eclipse, the ultimate nightclub experience, which is where we plan to spend the new year. The atmosphere was amazing, and most of the crew had headed up here to celebrate too. We even spotted Captain Canby. As the countdown to New Year had arrived, the Sky Dome was definitely the place to be.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We started New Year's Day in the right way. Again, we had breakfast in the Epicurean and then followed this with 2 blissful hours in the thermal suite. Believe me, the sauna and the ice room certainly helped with the detox. Shopping-wise, there was plenty to occupy you if you love a New Year's sale. So a great time to get your Arvia Christmas tree decoration for next year. I hope that's given you a good taste of what to expect on a Christmas and New Year's cruise on Arvia. If you want to see much more of Arvia, then why don't you watch this video now?